So, yes, we are live. My name is Abinasi Mahmood. I am from Multan, Pakistan, South Asia, and today we came another panel discussion with the amazing leading ladies which are leading in their sectors of in their country. So the purpose of this conversation is getting to know each other, sharing stories, and getting support and help each other. So I'm so happy that Carla Richmond is here from USA. Carla, I will Carly, and I will also Carly
Yes.
Yes.
Montgomery. I guess I need help and assistance to pronounce your name correctly. She's here. She joined us. Thank you so much. And Nisha is here. So guys, how are you?
Good.
Okay.
I'm doing great. Thank you.
And okay, Nisha, how are you?
She's
Okay. It's okay. So thank you so much, Carla Richmond, that you gave the time, and Carla, you also. Um, uh, my first question is that I want to know your introduction, so the other people get to know, and we get to know each other. So Carla,
Oh, this is
the
going to
stage
be
is yours.
confusing. Carla and Carly.
It's okay.
I'm originally from California. I live in Central America now, and I'm working on humanitarian projects. One of them being to plant food for everyone. So we're planting community and family gardens around the community here, and we've already spread into the town next door. I have 3 businesses. One is a design creative agency working with digital content and property activation.
Sorry guys, I'm back.
Hi. We all, like, I suffer from, that might be me next. I suffer from a slow internet here too. My other projects, I have an online gallery that we do pop-up art in public spaces. I work with art walks and public installations like murals and sculptures. And my final business is Boho Trader. It's a artisan goods for the home and slow fashion, mostly made here in Guatemala. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, we go to Carla Richmond, and Carla, yes. What do you want to tell the world about you?
That's an interesting question. Carla Richmond. I have been hosting the Learn English by Speaking English show for almost 3 years now, believe it or not, and have helped people feel comfortable speaking English. I also host Rehman Alawalu's World of Connections, where I speak to different people around the world about their life and their passions. And that's me.
I know Khala and her journey, the way she started, and now where she is doing. So we will talk about more. And firstly, I want like Nisa, you should introduce yourself. And yes,
Education. I'm a food technologist and a marketer. I did my MBA in marketing. So after serving 9.5 years, approx 9.5 years in the industry in different leading multinational companies and FMCGs, I just started a year or so, back. I started my own business, which is chocolate manufacturing. Everybody loves chocolate, so I decided to manufacture chocolate here in Pakistan. So it's a very good quality, more matching to the international standards. So that's what we are producing here. And recently we started our online business in this Corona time in COVID-19. So it's so far it's so good.
okay, thank you so much,
So that's
guys.
about it.
Okay, that's great. And the other 2 ladies will join us as their internet connection is stable. So I want to tell about myself. Like I just started my journey 1.5 or 2 years ago. I started taking interviews to the people and connecting to the world by my mentor. My mentor name is Rehman and he is a social entrepreneur. You can like we all connected by him as well. So the journey when I have worked.
Yeah, somehow we all are connected to him. Yes.
Yes, and yes. So he is the I think he is the main person, key person who connected us, you know. And yeah. So when I worked like I interviewed a lot of males and I find out that my work like I didn't work for especially for women and didn't take their interviews and didn't have a conversation with them. Then I came the idea in this year April and I thought that I should launch this project, the leading woman. And the purpose of this project is like I have a dream that one day my company will be the unicorn, and it will be the like a well-known company. Like it's about training and development and about leadership trainings. So I thought that why should not I share it with other ladies, and we have the consent that they are also working in their cities and their countries, and why not we collectively dream that one day will be at that level. And then I share this idea and philosophy to other ladies. They started like it and they started like joining me. Okay, we will do work and support each other. And this in this way it just started from April. So till now I have 300 ladies, more than 300 ladies in my network, and we are working in the group, the leading women group. And there are 30 more than 34 ladies that I introduce one by one from the different countries, and they are from 10 countries. So it is evolving, and I am hopeful that with that pace, when we go further, we'll do virtual conference one thing, and then we will go for partnership and collaboration. Like because we get at that moment we get to know each other and have talked to each other. So this is about a little bit about the platform, and this is about a little bit my passion. That I think that if we have dream, we should share it with others, and we have the collective dreams and share one another's stories. So the main purpose today is hearing your story, like how you are inspiring in your community, and what are your own vision and your own
I think her internet is an issue, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we just keep going? Do you want to start, Misa, with what your story is?
Okay, so
Until
let's
she comes
start.
back
Maybe,
on.
you know, Rabia will, I mean, maybe her internet will catch up and she'll come back. So let me start my story. See, Carla and Carley, you both have similar names, right? So
Yeah.
my story is very simple. See, I belong to a typical middle class family, you know, which we don't have so much of resources. See, sorry, we just started. I'm starting my story. So is that fine with you, Rabia? Okay. So see, I belong to a typical middle class family, you know, which is like, you know, we have to strive for what we need to achieve in life. So always, right? So see, things are not easy for me from the start, from the beginning, from the very beginning, right? So I started studying, and you know, after this metric and I you know, intermediate education, I wanted to be a doctor. uh, See, I wanted to be in medical field, but somehow I didn't make it. And private education was far more expensive at that time. I couldn't afford it, so I skipped that idea of being a doctor and to go into the medical field, and I just, you know, was searching for alternatives. So I started, you know, career counseling and something like that. You know, somebody, you know, he guided me well, and he said that you should, you know, go in a field which is not saturated enough. So I decided to enter into this food technology, which was actually emerging at that time. And back in 2010, I did my master's in MSc in food science and technology. At that time, it was a new field. Like in an industry, we need people who are food technologists, who know more about food and this technology. So somebody guided me well. He did very good counseling, and I just ended up having this degree in food science. After that, I started my career in one of the leading multinational company at that time, Dalda Foods. You might have heard the name Dalda. Jahan Mamta Wahan Dalda. It's quite popular in the country as well, and in this all South Asia region, it's very popular. So there, I started very entry level kind of job, as a technical officer with 19 and a half thousand rupees as in first salary. So that was, quite, you can say, it was already accomplishment for me that, I've achieved something, because, I studied on my own, and I strive for this job, and I just got it, and it was quite well. I was doing well in the job, and after 5 years, I've learned a lot from that organization, because it teach me a lot. They send me for trainings, in Dubai, also in Pakistan, also like different ISO trainings, different ERP trainings I did in Dalda Food. So it grew me a lot there. And then I started, I got an opportunity to join another multinational, which is UAE based multinational company, IFCO Pakistan. So from there, I got an offer to join there as a quality assurance manager. But again, there is a twist in that job also. When I go for the interview, they said, you are quite an extrovert type of a person. Why are you trying to get this job of quality assurance? Why don't you join us in marketing department? Sales and marketing department, which is again their segment, industrial sales. So they asked me to join that department. Previously, I was having zero experience in marketing and sales, but they offered me that position, which is quite a very important department in their organization. So they asked me to join there. So I asked them for some time to decide and just get back to them.
So I guess there is internet problem with the Nisa,
Hello.
but
It is,
yes.
yeah, it is going to be a new experience for me, because I spent almost 5 years already in a field which is quality assurance, R&D, technical and analytical stuff. So with zero experience in marketing, and entering into something which is quite new for me, so it was quite challenging for me. But
So I think this is a common problem that we can face, the internet disconnections. But we'll I think that we should wait for the Nisa, as her internet connection will go on, goes good. So Carla, I want to know your journey, your journey, because I have seen your journey and the way you grow, the way now you have the Giggle Fest as a platform, and English Foundation. You make the English Foundation as a and you're working on the website. How things growing when you started? I know you emotionally as well. I know myself emotionally as well when we have started. Carla, long journey. So what do you think, that where did you now at that place? Do you feel that things improved? You have done a lot of work. You send your message to lot of people. What do you think?
I'm not sure what you're asking me.
Okay.
When I
Okay.
first met
Mhm.
you, I was kind of a little not sure what was going to happen. I still don't know what's going to happen. But I met you at the beginning, not even the beginning. I had been doing the English show for a little while, at that point, and I was getting to feel very comfortable with it. Rehman was definitely supporting everything I was doing, so I kind of moved on quickly as far as beginning to do interviews. When I first began the English show, I thought it was the most silly idea in the world, but I was willing to give it a try. Not sure why Rehman wanted it done, but why not spend a little time talking to people, and it can't hurt. And
I'm sorry, this internet really sucks. I'm not sure either it's going to work for the rest of the conversation or not. I'm not sure.
We never know anything for sure from one moment. We only have this moment.
Exactly.
Now that she has internet connection, do you want her to finish her story and come back to me?
As you like, Carla. If you feel that she should continue, then you should allow her.
We should allow her to talk when she has an internet connection. We don't know how often she'll have it.
Okay, Nisha. So we are
Okay.
listening to Carla's story, and yes, and after listening her, and then I'll ask you the questions like about your journey.
Okay. Okay, so Carla will continue first. No issue at all. Okay.
No. You may lose your internet connection again.
Okay, fine. So I was there at IFCO, right? At IFCO, I was there, right? Okay, so I'm just continuing from there. So I just got that offer, and somehow I am actually, I love to take challenges in life, So whenever I've been asked to do something which is undoable, so I love to do that, and I just want to give it a try always. So for me, picking that job of IFCO Pakistan was again a challenge, and I just took it as a challenge, and I accepted, and I did really well. And that is how I ended up in something which is new to me, which is sales, marketing, and altogether a different journey started from IFCO. So that actually, at that time, my MBA was also going on, which is MBA in marketing. So at that time, I realized that I think I should do something of my own, which is which is again which give me satisfaction. And everybody know that own business is own business. Why you waste your energies to grow others' businesses? So you should learn, and you should move on and just start your own business. So that idea was pretty much there in the mind, but to me, I think I was not that much capable at that time, because I was such a naive person, because see, only having 5 years of experience. So I decided at that time that after a few more years of experience, maybe I can someday start something of my own. So I spent 3.5 years approx in IFCO Pakistan, and again I had a very good exposure and experience there, both international and national. So I learned new things and sales and marketing things, and by that time my MBA degree was also completed, which I started back then in 2010 when I was in Dalda Foods. So it was completed, and somehow I that at that time I realized that now I should start something of my own. So after switching from IFCO to some organization, again that's another challenging job at that time, because they were starting a very new business from the scratch. They were registered as a firm, seriously. I mean, they were not into the food business, but they are just starting their food segment, and I was the one who just go there and establish their food business. Somehow I managed to do that, but at the time when I was switching IFCO, people were like, you are crazy, you don't even realize that what are you doing with your life, because you should not quit a very secure job for the one which is uncertain. You never know what is going to happen with you and your future. But again, I took it as a challenge and I did really well. And that time I realized that, if something from scratch I can do and I can make it work, then why not my own business? So at that time, I was very certain in my mind that, I need to do it. But like I said, thank you. But like I said, that, keeping in mind and, having this background of a typical middle class family, that, I have an excuse, like, I don't have enough resources. How can I start my own business? It needs finances, it needs capital, it needs a lot more things, right? So still then I decided to take it as a risk, as a challenge, and I find out the ways to make it happen, and somehow I manage it. And see, I started my manufacturing setup of chocolate, which is in Korangi industrial area, and alhamdulillah it's doing really good, really well. About 1.5 year, like 1.3 years back I started it, and alhamdulillah it's going really good. And I'm loving it. And see, always remember that, irrespective what your gender is, irrespective what your circumstances is, what your financial background is, just believe in yourself and you can do anything. So it's just a belief. It's just, to cross that barrier in your mind. The barrier is in the mind only, nothing like that. So if you can just surpass that barrier, you can do anything in life. That's my belief. Either you are girl, women, whatever, you can do it. So that's my small story. I just try to summarize it before the internet gone again.
It's so beautiful, Nisa, listening to you, and you're so passionate. I really like your energy. That what you are doing, you are enjoying, and you're loving it because it's the
Yes.
most necessary. That whatever
Hmm.
what things we choose to do, we do it
Hmm.
with the whole of our love. Then I think we make it
Exactly. I give my heart
living.
to my work. That's
I
yeah.
really like
That's
your
the main
energy.
thing. Yeah.
Yes, I really like your
Thank
energy.
you. Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
So
So
now,
going back to Carla.
yes.
Before you go back to me, I have a question. Is your chocolate
Yes.
being exported internationally?
No, no, not yet, Carla. Like I said, it's just 1.3 years so far. Since I started,
Oh,
so it's just one year. So right now, I'm not in the plan to export it, but what my plan is to actually capture this Pakistani market, because most of us, most of the Pakistani people, they are more interested in the imported chocolate. They are imported Selbon, Belgium, Holland, Germany, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Germany,
she's gone.
She's amazing. I guess she has a lot of energy, and I really like her energy. Okay, Khada, tell us like about your journey when you have started and where you are today. What do you feel about your own self and your work?
I'm growing. I never thought anyone would be interested in speaking to me in English. And I found that I was wrong because thousands of people are reached every day I do a show. Um, and people ask me to interview them. So, there's a lot of growth going on, a lot of confidence building. Um, I'm not sure what to say, to be honest.
Khala, did you feel that you look more younger even the year passed? Did you feel that?
Say that again.
Did you feel that your energy changes? You look more younger, active, and tell us your story. Like you, when Rehan met you, you didn't even walk, and now you are walking, and now you are like in like I think that people are so rigid to learn new things, but you are the example for a lot of the people, like how we adopt technology, how we take it in our lives. Tell us whole. When I see your journey, I see that there's a huge change, huge accomplishments. Really?
Now I
Hello.
do better, Rabia. I do better when people ask me questions. I'm not sure how to answer that. It's been a journey. When I first met Rehman, I was a retired teacher from DCPS. It was a rather shock that I wasn't planning on leaving my teaching job, but I had a principal who was very discriminatory, and I was discriminated against. And not only for being older, for being white, you name it. He just didn't like me. And it was a very difficult year for me. And Rayhan began following me after I had started a series of 1 minute, 2 minute videos on called the daily, it was the daily something or another, daily giggle of the day. And I'd come in and I'd laugh and I'd give a tiny bit of knowledge and I'd get off. And the daily quote of the day. And that's how Rayhan found me. And on my birthday that year, he sent me a video birthday wish. And I thought, who does that what man does that for someone they don't know at all? Because he really didn't know me. We had only one conversation. And we began talking that day. And 2 weeks later, I was starting the language class. Did I think it would work? No.
Yes, Carla, tell me that when you have decided that you will teach people English, and there are a lot of people who came from this day one, and you told me one day like it's not an English show. This is like helping people to change their belief system, to help them to get to know each other on your platform from different countries. Like,
Yeah,
hmm.
it wasn't really teaching English. It was helping them gain the confidence to go live or to be able to speak to someone. Even you, Rabia, when you first came, you were like, what am I doing here? And in time, you were beginning to feel comfortable speaking English. So it's a growth. It's a development of people for who they are and what they're about. I think I answered your question, but
Yeah,
maybe not.
I just want to know your whole story because it spans because we are also connected from the last 2 years, I guess.
Three.
Guys, Carly and Nisha, when Carla was doing the English show, I was joining her as a co-host, and I was there to learn English as well. And the way she grows over the period of time, I feel that she work on her health, she work on her relationships, she work on her network. There are a lot of people around the world who knows her. Now she established her English foundation, which is initially started just as English show, and she is so persistent with her work. I know that I sometimes I just started the live videos and I didn't continue it for the some time being, take rest. But she's the one. She didn't take leave. She's just continuous working. So tell us about Carla. It's not easy for people to be persistent and stick to the job. So how you manage? There are a lot of difficulties that you face. I know that There's a Zoom problem, there's an internet problem. So how you managed?
This is, I guess I learned from my parents. Once we make a commitment, we stick to it. My family has always been very committed to the work they do. And my father was an orthodontist in Philadelphia, very well known. And we had this work ethic. You work hard or you don't do it. And I grew up with that ethic. You know, whatever I did, I give it my 100%. You know, I don't see it as anything special. I see it as something that you just do. You know, it's not, there's no question. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. And you and I have had our moments about that one. You know, that's what it is to me.
Okay, Carla, tell me one thing. Like, and then we will go to Carly. Tell me one thing. When you have started your journey, what what are your feelings at that moment? And now you have come so far. What are your feelings?
When I
What do you
first
feel?
began and Rehman asked me to do it, I thought he was a crazy man. I still do, but to be honest, he is. But as we kept on working on this together, I saw it helping people. And as long as it was helping people and people were growing from it, I wanted to do it. The first success story was Kyla, who wanted to pass the test so he could get a promotion in his job in Dubai. And his test was like 2 weeks later, very little time to do it. And he came to the show, and he came to the show very regularly, and we spoke to him. And one of the team members spoke to him off camera, and he passed. And he gave me credit for it, but he did the work. You know, maybe I motivated him, but he's the one who did the work. Just like you did the work and you grew too.
Okay, my heart is saying that I should ask you, what did you feel about yourself when you started the journey, and now what are you feeling about yourself? Like when I started my journey, I didn't know about that, like what I'm going to do with this network. I just asking my teacher that I want to build a training and consultancy company. Now I have this network. I feel about myself like it's good that you when you talked and managed, there are a lot of the lot of people around you. You feel that okay, now you have the expertise to deal, how to balance your emotions, lot of things. So I have a question for you. How do you feel about yourself, Carla, when you started? Is that at that moment you were confused, but now how you feel? What are the feelings? You are feeling good?
I think we learn every day. I don't think that we come up with a decision of what we are at any point. Every day it changes. I have moments when I think, oh my gosh, why am I doing this for 3 years? It's not getting me where I wanted to get me. And then I look at the panelists who come to the show, and I realize, hey, people are getting something from this. It's a growing process. It changes daily. It changes by the moment. I'm committed to it because I know that people are growing from it and people are getting the confidence to do what they need to do. That makes me feel really good. And there are times where I think, oh, this is doing nothing for anyone, and why do I continue doing it? And right as I begin to think that, I see a change. I look at the change in my followers on Facebook. Rehman reminded me, and I don't know how he knew this, but he checked it out. He said, you started with maybe 3,000 followers. Now I have over 14,000 followers. I started with maybe a few 100 friends. Now I have to delete people in order to add new people. And with what I do, it's really important for me to delete them so I can interview others. So, there's growth, and yes, there's development. And I guess I'm not used to talking about myself on air. And I need to get over it and begin to move to be able to talk about it.
Okay. Okay, Carla. Actually, I know your journey. So I thought that I should ask. There are a lot of questions that I will ask you again. But I want to move to Carly. Carly, like you have told your introduction in the starting, but like what inspires you to come in this network, and what did you observe, and what's your story, like how you are inspiring in your community?
I feel like I've told my full life story so many times lately on these interviews. So we can fast forward to, I was living in Costa Rica since 2015. I moved out of the United States and moved to Central America. And over that time period, I really started to wake up consciously about what I was doing in the world and realizing that I wasn't really happy if I wasn't having purpose, right? Like we can make a bunch of money. That's great. I can spend a bunch more. And it doesn't really do you any good, you know? I got really passionate at first about getting people off of trash and plastic and reusing containers and things like that. I probably was a little bit before my time because now there's all these no plastic shops opening up and selling bulk goods and herbal medicine and alternatives to the chemical-laden body products and household chemicals that we use so much. So that was like my first social activism thing, and that's how Boho Trader got started. Actually, it's now evolved into artisan goods, but that was my first go at that. And then I was a developer in the States, developing real estate, and I got really conscious about ripping into the earth and just our footprint on the earth and how we in LA, a lot of my work was remodeling. So it was a lot of trash. We were generating tons of trash. We weren't recycling. It was all going to the landfill. Now coming to Costa Rica, it was, destroying beautiful nature to put in houses and clear lots for land. And I was just falling out of alignment with what I was doing. So I took a couple of years and just kind of worked on myself and got clear about what my passions and goals were in the world. And the more clear I got, the less I could settle for doing the work I was doing before, which was just straight design work, interiors, architectural, landscape design, and remodeling and stuff. So let's see, fast forward to, so I've worked now on a few wellness properties, working to create spaces that people could go to. The biggest thing is like, we're going to save the world. We got to save humanity. And once people start healing themselves, they'll get the call to heal the planet. So I started creating spaces for people to retreat to get out of these, I should say, these unhealthy lifestyles, these unhealthy environments that we've either created for ourselves or just indoctrinated into and don't even realize they're not that healthy. From that, I then moved down to Guatemala. It was kind of, I just was ready to move on. Costa Rica, I discovered Guatemala and all the artisans here and all the amazing culture and stuff. And I really wanted to start working with the artisans in Guatemala to help them get their products to market. And a couple of ways I saw myself helping them was to introduce the trends of today. Like I work in interior designing, so I pay attention to the international space of what's trending right now, and the colors and things like that. Like they're making beautiful quality products, but the colors were really harsh. Like the color combinations weren't really working. And then some of the styles, it's like, yeah, you're making these great products, but people haven't worn that stuff since like the 80s, you know? So I worked on that. And then I worked on helping just people get to market. And none of this was done pretty much under a brand or anything. I was just walking around helping who I could. Fast forward to today, I came back to Guatemala right before COVID shut everything down. And as everything was shutting down, my project in Costa Rica had a wellness property there, got shut down. I was at the beach and like we just weren't able to do business anymore. And the only thing that could hit me is like plant food, people. Like my employees were all getting laid off. I had to, and they're like, what do I do? What do I do? I'm like, go plant food. Like just plant your garden. Like we don't know what's going to happen right now. Like, oh shoot. Can you guys still see me? Oh, there we go. So,
Yes.
sorry, I'm suffering the same problems as Nisha.
It's okay.
So once I got here, I got invited to help on a project that really hit home for me, and that's called Huertos para Todos. And what that is just planting gardens for people, helping people, educating people on how to grow food, helping them with resources to get gardens planted. And we actually go in and help, like physically help them. We install the garden for them. If they don't have land at their house, we help network into the community to find a piece of land that's not being used and work with the owner to create an agreement with the family to get food planted. With that, I'm creating a vivero, which is a nursery here on my property that I'm living on, with a taller space, which is workshops, so we can teach people how to grow. We have a demo garden here. I'm going to have like a little co-working area so people can come here and work together on different projects. And all of this, I got linked up with this beautiful cryptocurrency called Seeds. I've become an ambassador for it. And basically, it's a whole ecosystem of supported by this cryptocurrency that regenerates the planet. And I'm so passionate about this because if we don't address our currency, we're going to have a really hard, oh, that's a fly. Isn't that cute? Welcome to the Guatemala. He was trying to get in the show, you know? So I feel like if we don't address our currency, the currencies that we're using now, these fiat currencies, they're backed by oil, they're backed by destruction, they're backed by, you know, environmental degeneration. And this cryptocurrency, it backs anything that's doing to support the environment, the people, economic opportunities. Every project that I'm doing, I've been able to fit into the ecosystem of Seeds. So I'm super passionate about that. And if anyone here is interested in knowing more today, send me a message. I'll hook them up with a few seeds to open their account and check it out. So that's where I'm at today.
That's great. And there is like a little bit art piece behind you. What's that?
Oh, that's one of the artists I worked with a couple years ago. We did a show here in Guatemala for him. I work heavily with artists. A lot of my initiatives right now, like initiative I'm working on in Costa Rica is, and here, actually, I have the same initiative in the town that I was living in and the town that I'm living in now, is to create an art park and to produce more public installations of art to regenerate the town. So I really feel like art is a great medium in which to increase the cultural value of a space, of a town, of a people. And so I do a lot of different things. This artist, his name's Vajra. It's altaroftheheart.com if you're interested in looking at more of his work. He's a visionary artist. Visionary art has been really not recognized as mainstream art for its existence. And I think that's where we need to be shining the light on right now, is visionary art. I mean, these guys are really showing us the future. Artists are our sages, I feel. And this piece is called Man in the Middle. It's really,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay, we will also want to see a garden and co-working space, like how you're working. You said that your nursery is just in front of you, your
The
garden.
garden?
Yeah.
How did you know I had a garden?
You said
Oh
that.
gosh.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
here's so I live outside. I mean, I have a
Mm-hmm.
little mud shack
Mm-hmm.
and I'm all tied up here. So this is the garden that I planted when I first got here. So I have garden beds in the background there.
Okay.
And over here, some more garden beds behind the lime tree. And then down
Mm.
this pathway is
Mhm.
a whole bunch more garden. And we're
Okay.
there's 5 houses on the property. We're
Mhm.
remodeling the older houses, and we're planning to build a couple tiny houses here, which is super exciting. I have a design all
Mhm.
ready to go, and we'll be
Mhm.
designing
Wow.
that soon or building that soon. I first want to get the demo gardens finished and
Mhm.
the nursery
Mhm.
building or the structure set
Mhm.
up to do the tiers
Mhm.
and then yeah. So I have we're planning to do a little video content on the remodels and the building. I think people love that.
Mhm.
It's like HGTV, you know.
Mhm.
So
It will be great because the COVID situation make us understand that we should change our priorities for a
mm,
lot of the other things that we are focusing to the basic necessities that are the actually needs of us to survive. So it's good that
yeah.
people are pivoting their businesses and focusing on other basic necessities rather than going out and to do an experience in a new field. So it's really important. Okay, guys, what do you think that the woman power is like? I think how you see yourself as a woman. Do you feel that if we connect it in our network and we tell our stories to the other ladies, we can work together for the more betterment to support each other and help each other. So how you see the woman empowerment, or how you see your own self, like the woman, what can she do? There are a lot of questions that I have asked.
I have a I have a piece on this.
Mm-hmm.
So I do a lot of work with sacred sexuality and the sacred masculine, sacred feminine work. Um, and the energies, so we're balanced. We both have a masculine and feminine side to us, right? So how do we embrace more of our feminine side to be more impactful in the world? Versus like this masculine driven side. So in business, oftentimes women have taken on this very masculine role. This was always my case, like super driven. Nisa, she's like, yeah, like super driven. This is how we do it. This is business, like let's go. But we don't need to. Like if we really embrace the feminine is more to attract, to kind of cultivate the soil and let things grow instead of this masculine, let's go build something. And so it's really honoring our sacred feminine aspects and utilizing the power of the feminine. I think a lot of the, oh gosh, persecution of the feminine has been because the masculine is terrified of how powerful we are. And it's not about doing for us, it's about sitting back and allowing. And I say that, and it's the hardest thing for me to do. I know it works, but I'm still up every morning at 4 a.m., driven like no other to get things done. So, how do we embrace that feminine quality and utilize that in ways to make change in the world?
Okay, it's very yes, Khara want to say something.
I want to add to that. I think women have always been told you cannot do this because you're a woman. You need to be there barefoot and pregnant and taking care of the kids. But if you look at the countries right now who are having the most success when it comes to clearing up COVID-19 problems, having most success in their countries being more guided and more, I'm trying to find the right words, but more into an equality in the world, they all have leaders who are women. They work, women tend to be able to listen a little more attentively without worrying about, is that guy going to hear me? We're not likely to start a war because we don't want to see our children going out and being killed. We're more likely to let go of emotions, whereas men say, I don't have any emotions. I think, but we need to be gentle with men. I'm not saying that we should go out and say, hey, you're an idiot and we want to get rid of you, because men are very important in the world. But I think it's a growth, important to a certain point. I agree. I saw your face, Carly, and it was perfect for what I was thinking too. But, we have to give them their importance, but our importance also needs to be recognized these days. And I think it's going to take some time, but it's beginning to happen now. And I think, we have a chocolate maker here. I love that idea. We have Carly here. Women need to realize that they can do more for the world than taking care of children. Because they don't only take care of the children, they take care of the whole house. They kind of distribute jobs to everyone. I mean, a woman is extremely powerful. And there is no woman who can say, I cannot do it. Every woman can do it. I was speaking to a lady the other day who said something, and I looked at her and I said, but you're very important in your home. You take care of the kids, the cleaning, the blah, blah, blah. And she said, you're right. And this woman has a lot of kids. And I'm like, you're powerful. Accept who you are. And when you accept who you are, you're going to be able to give more to the world. My 2 cents.
Deep, Carla. So, Nisha, what do you think about the woman?
See, like Carla said, like Carly said, see, we women, we don't even actually by now we don't even realize what our real strength is. We don't realize what we can do. So the realization is lacking. See, they think, like, I'm talking about the majority, not about the Western world. I'm talking about the region where I live, like in Asia. They think that, yeah, we are just good for our kids, and we can just take care of home, we can do laundry, we can cook, we can do the household work, the chores, what we call it, right? So they don't realize the actual potential, what we can do. So that is the thing which is lacking. Like, the people like us, like you, me, like Carly, we should come across such people, and we can let them know their actual potential is. They can do anything, like, the other gender is doing. Why they are thinking that they are not good for certain things, which is the mindset. The barrier is in the mind that we cannot do it, because we are born and brought up in certain gender, like we are female and we cannot do it, and we are not capable to do it, right? So they should realize that in the time which we are living now, so in this time, both the genders, like, see, emotional quotient which is strong in women, intelligent quotient which people believe that in males, they are street smart, they know the situation better, they handle the situation better. So if we have a team, like males, females, the group of people which have both the gender, so they can do even better for overall society, and for the community. So they can do it. So they have all potential, but just need of realization is lacking. They don't realize what their actual potential is. So they can do anything if they are allowed to and are
Okay, got
free
your
to
word.
do anything.
So
So that's
I
my point.
listened to you all, like Carly said about the feminine and the uh, the theory that she understands, and I guess in this year, in March, I was searching about it, masculine and feminine powers, and I get to know about like what are the masculine energy and what are the feminine energy, and how we can heal ourselves through our own energies. And it's really right. I think we should explore new things to understand to this word more. I really like your concept, Kale. And the healing, I will ask you about the healing. As you told me, I guess you are the friend of Eliki. She also working. Yeah, that's why you have the energy like her as well. So yeah, so Carla is also contributed like we have to be genuine and accept ourselves. Like was you said that when we know ourselves and Nisa, and then we can do better. So Carly, my question is that like in this world, irrespective of the area that I am living, I think that the women face this thing all over the world, that there are some certain rules, and you if you are a woman, you have to do this, and if you are a man, you have to do this. And like how we can heal ourselves, all the noises which are not ours, how the youngsters will listen their self, their own voice, especially women, also girls. What do you think that how they heal through healing power?
I might push a couple buttons with this one because I really feel like religion is a big play in this. So it's our cultural beliefs and our societal beliefs. I grew up in the United States where we were very free, and I've been really getting to know a lot of people in Muslim countries now, and then I'm also been here in a very Catholic country. I'm all about spirituality. I'm all about God. I'm all about having a deeper connection to source and everything. I feel like these rules that are dreamed up by religion have only been made to control and indoctrinate us. And with that, it's very patriarchal and has been used to squash liberties for a lot of people, like not just feminine, but just people in general. Like it's astounding to me the amount of murder and like crime and things that are done in the name of things that are read in a Bible or a Quran or a religious text. But I really hope that people in this time get away from religion and more to the spirituality that has brought them into the religion, right? Like, and notice that those rules and those things that we follow or that we think are so important are actually, if you go back down to like natural law, like what we should be to be humane and civil to each other is where we should really be focusing on, and in our own spirituality and not necessarily a religious doctrine or text. And the same thing goes with not just religion but government. You know, the government laws that we have in a lot of countries are really draconian. And nowadays, even in the United States, they're starting to feel this, is that our governments are not there for our best interest. The laws that we have right now, and they're getting worse. They're becoming more stifling on our freedoms. So yeah, religion.
I guess there is an internet problem, but I think we understand that she is trying to say. Carla is about to go. Carla, what are the last message I just get, and then I could conclude that. What are your last message for women?
I think women need to feel confident in themselves. There was a woman I interviewed maybe a week or two ago who had such great ideas, but she said, "How can I go on air?" And she did. She came on with me and she did extremely well. And I was very impressed by her. So I think when women get the confidence to be who they are and not be held back because someone said you got to be this way, there'll be a lot of more growth and movement in the directions we need to be.
Lisa, what's the last message? I guess, yes, the last message, Nisa, that you want to give for women.
I just want all women to realize what their real potential is, and irrespective of what people say about you, talk about you on your back, just do whatever you feel good at. If you feel good of doing anything, you should do it, irrespective what community or what society say about you, right? So the time is gone already where people judge you, and people will actually, they are going to judge you anyways, irrespective what you do or what you not do. Even if you are so much pious and you do and you follow everything and you are a law abiding citizen and whatever you do right, people is still going to judge you anyway. So it's better, you should realize, and you should learn this from the world, that whatever you are good at, you just do it a try, and you just try it and just do whatever you feel good at, and just forget about people, what they think about you. Just leave them, let them think whatever they want to. Just focus on your potential, and just groom yourself and do whatever you are best at. So that's my message for all the women out there. And please, please, please don't focus on what people talk about you. Just focus on what you are good at and do whatever you are best at.
Okay, so thank you so much.
So that's my message for all the
Okay,
women.
thank you so much.
Just identify what you are good at, and just polish your skill, and just explore the world.
Oh,
Forget about people.
we have to conclude it, Nisa. Thank you so much for your presence here and with a wonderful energy. I really like your passion towards your work, and that you are driven by your passion. I am very thankful and honored that Carla today joined us and shared little bit glimpses about her journey. I want to know her more. I want to interview her more because it really inspired lot of ladies that age is not a limitation.
Hmm.
Your heart should be young, your passion should be
Exactly.
young, and you want to be a purposeful and want to serve, and you can be a role model for many. And I'm privileged that she mentored me in my English language, and a little bit that I have learned from her, and it's my intention that I learn more from her, not just the English language, the way she walk. Even I don't talk to her much, but the way she walk, I am observing the way she deals with her things. I am observing. So not only for me, you are an inspiration, Carla. There are a lot of other ladies you are inspiring, and you don't know about that.
True.
Thank you.
True.
Love you so much,
Thank
Carla.
you for being you, Carl. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nisha,
Okay.
we should connect if possible. I'll let
Yes,
you
we should.
decide.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll connect you with her and Aliki as well.
Okay, sure, sure. I would love to. Yes. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Okay. Khala, do you want to say something?
No, I actually need to
You can
go.
say that. You can say that. Rabia, I love you so much. You are so my favorite.
You want me to say that, or are you saying that to me?
I have said you. I love you so much, and I feel that you also want to say to me.
I love you, but I really need to go.
Oh, okay, Carla. It's really honor to talk to you. Thank you so much for adding values in the world and in the people's life. So God bless you guys. And I just want to thank you so much, Carla. I just want to end this show with the note that we have to understand. I feel that a woman should understand or should have the vision and the courage and the passion. Vision to have a bigger dream to make things happen, like, and a passion to pursue it, and the courage to pursue it, and the passion to make it happen. But I learn, and I was learning, and today I learned from Carly that we have to understand there are two powers in us, masculine and feminine. And when we adore our own powers, our nurturing powers, our loving powers, I think we um, we help others to grow more, I guess. So with the note that realize who you are and what difference you can make, and you're the power if you really know that what powers you have, and you're a power, girls. If you're listening to me. So at the end, I want to say thank you so much, this platform, my teacher and my mentor, and everybody who listened to me and appreciate me till today. I love you so much, and I will work more and more. And at the end, I just want to end this note that Pakistan Zindabad. Thank you so much, Pakistan. I love you so much that I am living in my country, and I am able to do it from my country. Yes, I am Pakistani. I am from South Asia, and I'm a girl. If I can take little steps and connect to the world, you can also do that. Yes. So Pakistan Zindabad. Allah Hafiz. Ta-da!